Alright, welcome back. We're gonna play as the hero, Orochimaru.
Our favorite hero.
I mean, technically Orochimaru is a good guy.
Yeah.
Didn't you see his backstory?
Yeah.
He wants to,
He just wants to know everything.
He just wanted to know everything, and he wanted to prevent death. Because he saw so many people die in the Third Great Ninja War.
I don't think that's his reasoning.
That was his reasoning. They go over it when he's killed by Sasuke the first time.
First time?
Yeah, the first time.
Nine-tailed brat lives. Who the heck are you?
Yeah, I'm a snake man.
The seal has remained unbroken. Soon the demon's chakra and the boys will be as one.
What?
But for now, you're just in my way.
I love it because, like, he says such cryptic shit when you, like, first see Orochimaru.
Okay,
And it's just like, what?
Believe
Huh?
Orochimaru is the most cryptic. One may call him a cryptic.
I would say so.
Oh my god, he's doing the thing. Oh, he's doing the thing. I can't fight him because he's doing the thing. Okay, there he is. He stopped. Hey. Damn you. Damn this wind.
I won't lose no matter what. Believe it.
Chakra recovery.
This fucking game, man. See what I mean? Like,
Yep. Yeah, no, this game is great.
that sucks. Oh well, level 1.
Yeah, as long as you hit it, right?
Something jutsu. Big ass snake.
Russ Albert! Death in one touch! Go!
Go.
I was about to say, if that was it, that was gonna be so fucking lame.
No, he stabs him with many swords.
Ah, yes, that was in cuts.
And snake. Also, that would just snap your steak.
Yeah.
It's an entrance. Death by 1,000 cuts.
You're going to die.
I don't think so.
Let's begin.
You see him try and leave that plane? I don't think so.
Don't lower your guard. Prey often get so worked up that they miss their chance to escape. Die! This is real terror.
Remember when Orochimaru was scary and actually a threat?
Yeah. Like the first time we saw him, and that was about it.
It was pretty good, though. Oh no, Orochimaru's been sexy
I
jutsu.
don't think Orochimaru would have been affected by that.
What makes you think that?
Because he's both a man and a woman?
It depends on which time. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on at which point. There we go, now I can take it. I sure do hate it when my prey moves so much.
There's really not much to your ability. Sasuke is negatively influenced with you around.
I mean,
It's about Sasuke.
he has a point. Was that one just really quiet, or did that one not come out at all?
That's what I heard.
I could not hear that one at all.
Well, I heard it, Chris. Believe it.
Believe it.
Believe it!
Believe it. My favorite trick Orochimaru does is when he deep throats his own sword. You see that shit? And then he spits it back out and he stabs people with it. It's crazy shit.
Yeah, because he's a snake.
It's crazy shit.
Use the shadow paralysis jutsu.
That's an old way of saying it. The times are passing. It's called the shadow possession jutsu now.
He says this to the village hidden in the sand. I mean, he says this to the puppet guy, not Orochimaru. We're filling in the fight.
Whatever
So,
happens,
it's funny. I was watching a video, I think it was like TikTok or something, but he was like, there's a guy who does like sword swallowing, right? Yeah, for those shows, and he's just like, it's like the trick to sword swallowing is first you have to swallow the sheath, and I'm just like, it's not really a trick at that point. You're doing the same thing twice.
Well, you have to pull out the sheath so it doesn't
So it doesn't cut
cut
your
your
insides.
insides.
And I heard that and I was just like, that's probably not entirely true. You know what I mean?
Not everybody.
Like, it's probably...
Now,
Here, eat this.
I
Well,
hope you'll have
because
fun.
I'm assuming they don't do that if the sword isn't sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they probably use a duller blade.
It's probably only used for like sharp swords, like when they actually like, oh, see it cut this shit. Now let me swallow it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the only time they actually do that.
Oh, I get it. He's got the two Hokages, but they're shadowed out.
Yeah, because we hadn't got there yet. This game really does like deep lore your ass.
Disappointing.
They just walk. Oh, we saw a little
We
level.
saw a little bit of a glimpse. These games were cool.
Was that a level 2 or 3?
That was his level 3.
Okay.
I mean, some of the Hokage, dude.
Yeah, that has to be a level
3. That's fucking crazy.
2. This game is terrible. It's so low accurate.
I mean, the supers are all more accurate.
Yeah. I can't say somebody did something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They're better from this point forward. This game definitely feels like they were just like...
Took some creative liberties.
Well, I mean, it's the first game, so they probably built, like... Let's make an engine... They probably were like, let's build a game and decide how it works. And then let's make all the things. Because after this, they just get to reuse all the models again. So every game gets, like, exponentially bigger.
Yeah.
Like, rosters and cast and supers. Because they can just reuse all the models from the last game and reuse most of the supers again and again. So this game feels like they were just like, let's get this one done as quickly as possible. And then we'll make the next one good.
Hidden Leaf Devastation! Kunoichi Girl!
Who?
Kunichiro.
The only one.
This land has turned weak because it's so peaceful.
See, every time I see Konoichi now,
Get out of the way.
because, like,
It just
Konoichis are female ninja.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
means female ninja.
Yeah.
But now, every time I see Konoichi, I just can't not think of all the fucking hentai. And it's fucking destroyed it. Every time I see it, I'm like, ugh. Every time now. Ah, this shit. And then I'm like, oh wait, right, it just means female ninja. That's fine.
Yeah, no, dude, I understand that. I understand that.
Oh man. By the way, too many comics about turning Naruto into a Konoichi. I'm just saying, way too many. They gotta chill. These people gotta chill.
Dude, I don't know. Are you telling me, what the fuck do they call it? Feminization is not one of your kinks? Forced feminization is not one of your kinks?
No, dude, shit, not while it's recording it isn't. Not while we're recording it isn't.
But specifically Naruto, Chris? Come on. I know you. Don't lie to me like that.
To be fair, it has nothing to do with Naruto and everything to do with the one person I'm currently reading, who just also happens to be really into Naruto for some reason. It's weird, the correlation. I'm just saying, I'm not planning it, but the correlation is weird. I gotta admit, his stuff is really good though, that's why I'm reading it.
Now I'm
Yo,
curious.
she fell so slowly.
Yeah. Now I'm curious, but that's a topic for another day.
I'll send you it later if you want it. It's some top tier. It's some top tier. I'm uncomfortable shit. That's the good stuff.
That's Chris's favorite type of stuff.
That's my favorite kind of stuff. I was talking to a friend. I was talking to a friend about it about that. Where I was just like, no, you don't understand. The more uncomfortable it is, the better. That's the shit I want to read. I don't
Yeah.
want to read stuff that makes me feel good. I want to read stuff that makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
I want to finish that stuff and be like thinking about it the entire rest of the day. Like, oh god, why? That's so awful. Who would do that? But anyways, it's good shit. I'll send it to you if you want it, man. Put her to sleep.
For a while.
What?
Okay. Oh, okay.
Chakra recovery.
That sure was a thing that happened.
Here I go with
You're on a temple jutsu. Have you seen for a while?
Ah.
But don't worry, you'll slide off because of the wind. Or they don't, because why would the AI have the same consequences as you?
It's alright, I have it. Well, it's because they're asleep. The wind doesn't affect you when they're asleep.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason. If they did, it wouldn't be fair.
Oh, okay.
Dude, just Super Smash Brothers that shit. You see that?
Yeah, I did.
Took her off
I did.
stage.
I did. I was just like, you just super smashed that shit.
It took her off stage and spiked her into the ground. Belief truly is entertaining me. Entertains me. I don't know why I'm reading this. It's all voice acted.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Yeah.
We're not playing Yakuza, Chris.
I know. It's a force of habit, I guess.
Which will probably still be airing while this is going up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about even episodes right now, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
Hidden leaf devastation.
Actually, it's possible
Will you
that
use the
it might have
Titans?
just finished by the time this goes up. As this is likely going to be the last part.
Yes. But
I am the handsome devil's Leafo.
I'm thinking about it. We still haven't done the final chapter yet.
Oh, well,
Yakuza.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure that final chapter is literally one mission where we just run to the end and beat a boss and then we're done.
I think you might be right.
So, I don't
But
think
I
it's
also
long.
remember how many cutscenes the game has.
True. True.
And we won't be touching Yakuza 2 for a while.
Agreed.
And even if we start that game, Chris, we're gonna look at it and see which side quests we want to do and which ones we don't care about.
I don't, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You
Yeah.
know? That's what we said about the first game when we did a lot of side quests.
That's true.
So, I was like, we're not gonna do all the side quests. And then the side quests were funny, and I was like, we should probably do some of the side quests.
Yeah.
Eat sword.
I hope you'll have fun.
Forbidden jutsu. One.
That range is powerful, baby.
Lightning Dragon Wolves.
Lightning Dragon Blade. That's the second Hokage's jutsu, and this is the first Hokage's jutsu. But they use the same texture for this. They're
the
just
snakes.
reusing the snakes.
I was
so
thinking about that.
I was like, so when I first saw it, I thought it was the snakes, but it's actually the trees. But they
Are
didn't
they
want
alive?
to spoil it too much.
Are the trees alive, Chris?
It's more like he can just grow them wherever he wants. Whether or not they're alive is not important. Throw. Oh, I didn't teleport behind him for some reason. That's ridiculous. Lee, I need you to die. So Orochimaru is like essentially this game's final boss, and it shows because it's very good.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Can't use a single ninjutsu to be called a ninja.
Hold on, let me tell you this in a whisper.
Sensei, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because he cares more about the jutsus and than, you know, the taijutsu.
Yeah,
So he does not respect probably Guy or Rock Lee at all.
he probably likes Guy because Guy actually does use jutsu. Unlike his completely useless understudy, Rock Lee, who has no chakra ability, Guy actually has fantastic chakra ability. In fact, he uses it to increase his strength. He only uses his chakra to increase his physical prowess, not actually to do any actual jutsus.
This is why I love Guy Sensei. Also, with a name like Might Guy,
Yeah,
I
Might
mean,
Guy.
enough said, right?
True. I mean, that kind of establishes everything you need to know.
What is your purpose?
My purpose is to collect all the jutsus, like Pokemon or trading cards.
I've heard such good things about this village.
When did...
And also, I want to steal your child from you.
I can't remember when Orochimaru went rogue.
It was like right after the Third Great Shinobi War.
Okay.
Because, like, again, he saw all this stuff and he was just like,
No, I'm
everything
good.
I
I'm gonna do my
means-
own things
well,
now.
He was like, everything I do means nothing if I die, which is why he tried getting immortality, which is forbidden, which is why he went rogue.
Yeah. Because he would have known Kakashi.
Yeah, well, kinda. He would have, but Kakashi would have been like a child.
Yeah, he would have been just trained by Minato.
Yes. Because you gotta remember that Minato was a child when, like,
when
Kakashi
these guys
and,
were...
yeah, when they were running wild.
Yeah, when they became the 3 Jonin or whatever it's called. He just jumped into
that's
that.
game hitbox. He tried 1,000 Years of Death and me, but the hitbox on this move is insane.
Yeah.
It literally hit behind me.
Yeah.
They missed their chance to escape. Die! Die! This is real terror.
He never does anything like this in the show, and I wish he did because it's sick.
So
It's
badass.
like really sick.
I don't know. They did make him to be seem like he was kind of like a... Orochimaru was like terrifying, which he is.
He is indeed.
But then they just get rid of it. Because why would Orochimaru be like a competent villain?
I would argue Orochimaru is the most competent villain in the series until he lets Sasuke kill him.
Yeah.
The problem with Orochimaru is that he got way too fixated on his one task.
Yeah.
Summoning jutsu.
He couldn't see the writing on the wall.
So wasn't he gonna turn like Sasuke into like a vessel for himself?
Yeah, he was going to become Sasuke, essentially. And then Sasuke killed him and ate him and absorbed his powers.
Yeah.
Which I wish was a joke, but he literally, like, ate him.
Eat the hair.
And the reason I know this is because later Orochimaru literally comes out of Sasuke's
Sasuke.
mouth to try and pull one final haha on Itachi, and Itachi was just like, die, and kills him immediately.
And then he comes out of the other guy's mouth.
And then he comes back anyways because he's Orochimaru and the dude literally can't die.
Yeah, I never cared for that.
It's because he puts his cells into other humans so that even if his main vessel dies, those cells will be awakened in the other person and they'll just take control of their body.
Yeah.
In other words, he focused really hard on Sasuke for no reason.
Yeah.
But he could have just put his cells in literally everyone and been immortal by the fact that, like, if he died, then the other one would just be awoken.
Yeah.
Like, it's just really nonsensical.
Never made sense to me.
Yeah, it's a very, very nonsensical plot.
Okay, we have another fight. Who are we fighting?
The third Hokage.
Oh, yeah.
Which will be a stand-in for Shikamaru. It's probably gonna be like
Sasuke.
Naruto. It's probably gonna be Naruto.
Oh,
against
Sasuke. We already fought Naruto.
Oh yeah, you're right. He was the first one. Come with me, little boy. I would like to take you to the Neverland Ranch.
Are you?
What about Epstein's Island?
Allegedly. To be fair, the Epstein's Island isn't so allegedly.
I don't know, man. They don't have any data on us.
Oh, they found enough data to arrest him, so I would argue they probably had. They probably had some data.
Did you know that, like, when Epstein was in prison, they literally had, like, you know, he still got to, like, meet with his secretary for, like, 16 hours a day, get taken out of his, solitary confinement.
Well, yeah, he was one rich, and also he was a non-violent offender.
Yeah.
So you get a whole bunch of benefits for that.
Yeah. But it just was so funny because I was listening to somebody talk about that to somebody, and they were like, "What? He was allowed to do that?" And I was just like, "Yeah,
Yeah, he's a non-violent offender.
non-violent offender."
Non-violent offender with a lot of money means you can do a lot of things.
So you know they would, you know,
Stab.
have his secretary come out to run his business, you know,
Now,
Yep.
and you know he tells them what to do,
Forbidden jutsu.
and then they would literally buy everything in the vending machine, and they just kind of like chillax on that for hours.
Sounds about right.
I'm just like, yeah, that sounds about right. His own private conference room.
I think the funniest thing about that is, before all that came out, you all know who knew about that before anyone?
And most people.
No, 4chan.
Yep.
4chan had like a whole documentation brought out about like all the information they had proving this.
Yep.
And then,
that just
and then
disappeared.
it just like never really got looked into anything for another like 3 years, and then the government was like, "Hey, we should." And,
We
like,
should do
to
something
be,
about
to be
this.
fair, the only reason the government even stepped in is because I think he got caught doing it outside of his island, and then they
Yes.
were like, "Let's look into all of everything."
Yeah, we have to, or else the entire government will collapse.
So it's funny because I occasionally go onto 4chan and see very interesting things. I knew about all this way before it happened, but it was just a crackpot conspiracy theory at the time. So like, there was no way of actually proving any
I'm
of it.
pretty sure Family Guy made a joke about it like over like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, everyone who was a celebrity knew because they were all there on the island, fucking kids with them.
And
But-
Seth MacFarlane made a comment about it in like an award show like over 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and people were like, "Oh, Seth MacFarlane's dead."
That is
Yeah.
surprisingly
So.
disappointing. Military balance will
It's
collapse due
true.
to the destruction of this village, and eventually the whirlpool of war will spread over the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, he's
The
not
dawn
wrong.
of war and destruction.
The dawn.
Yeah, because
of war.
isn't like wasn't the Hidden Leaf Village like the top military power in the entire world there?
It was like the most powerful village because it had the Nine Tails.
Right.
Was the argument.
Right, and it also had it had a bunch of legendary like shinobi.
Yeah.
You know, it had the
Well, it had a bunch of legendary shinobi, but like so did the other villages. It's just
True.
we don't hear about them because the show's not about them.
True. I know that like
I'll
the
get
reason
all
a lot of people are like
obtain
the Leaf Village was one of the most powerful was because it had like Jiraiya,
Yeah.
and Jiraiya is
Well,
like
they
equal
had
to
they had the three legendary
three-
Soniers.
yeah, the three Sonians.
Orochimaru's
But like they also had the White Fang.
The White Fang,
And then
who's
they
like
had-
equivalent to having all three of them combined, I guess.
Yeah. And then they had fucking Minato, the Yellow Flash, and then they had fucking Kakashi of the Sharingan, fucking
Light guy.
Light Guy. Like everyone in Naruto that even has like the slightest amount of any screen time is like a legendary shinobi from an insane period of war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if anything, I would argue that Kakashi of the Sharingan is probably the most legendary of all of them, because, like, he was fighting in the war that the Yellow Flash fought in as a fucking, like, 10-year-old.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah. Let's be honest, like, everybody knows Kakashi is the copycat ninja, and,
Yeah.
like, as soon as Zabuza sees him, he's just like, okay, this went from, like, a 2 to, like, a 12.
Yeah. Also, not even that, but, like, Kakashi was already pretty renowned for being terrifying before he had the Sharingan. Like, he was already pretty renowned by enemy forces
As a
like,
kid.
Yeah, as a child. Because he, like, there's several points in the show where he's, like, as a child in the war, and people are, like, mistaking him for the White Fang, which is his father.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, even before he got the Sharingan, he was already like, oh shit.
And then, like, as soon as the Yellow Flash became, like, the Yellow Flash,
Yeah.
like, he created a technique, developed a jutsu that literally just lets you teleport wherever you want.
His technique is technically banned.
Yeah.
Much like the Shadow Clone Jutsu, it was technically locked
Hidden
away.
art.
It's locked away in the like jutsus
Since
people
scroll.
aren't supposed to. So I figured out what that meant because they changed the lore on that. Because I was always confused. I'm like, so why are there hidden techniques that people aren't allowed to learn? But if people learn them, that's totally cool.
Yeah.
It's because they're hidden from people because their techniques considered so dangerous that the average person would probably end up just killing themselves using too much chakra
Yeah.
to do it.
Because I think they said that about the Shadow Clones at one
Yeah,
point.
and I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense why, like, people can use all these, like, forbidden techniques and it's totally fine.
This is why when, you know, people just use the clone jutsu, it's clone jutsu, but the Shadow Clone actually has substance, right? Isn't that what
Yeah,
the
well,
thing
the
about
Shadow
it?
Clone is that you literally create a perfect physical copy of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, a clone jutsu is essentially like a mirage. It's not
Yeah,
real.
that's what I thought.
It has no physical abilities.
But, like, the Shadow Clone, like, the shurikens they throw are real shurikens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also the fact that, like, the other thing about the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which they establish later, is just, like, it's, like, an absurdly powerful tool for fucking, like, espionage, because, like,
Reconnaissance and
you can
such.
send it out, and it can learn things, and when it gets popped, all that information immediately comes back to you.
Yeah.
And you have all the information that Shadow Clone had.
Yeah, this is why I think Naruto was able to figure out how to do the Rasengan so quickly. Or the wind shuriken.
yeah.
Because he made, like, 1,000 Shadow Clones.
And then trained non-stop for 4 days.
Yeah.
Which is the equivalent of training non-stop for 4,000 days.
Yeah, pretty much. They made like 1,000 Shadow Clones. They literally all trained for 4 days, which is like 4,000 days.
Yeah. Which is like 4,000 days. So when people were just like, you know, that's a really powerful technique that he learned really quickly for how powerful it is. And it's just like, well, you have to consider with the ability of the Shadow Clones, he essentially trained for 4,000 days.
And like when he was doing the Sage training,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he had this. You know, he was doing the Sage training with Shadow Clones there too.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, there was another like 2 Shadow Clones.
He always
doing
had,
it.
yeah, when he was doing his Sage training, he was always doing it with a minimum of 3. It was like 3 of them in total, so 2 shadow clones.
So, you know, that cut down his time to 1/3.
Yup.
So,
Also, it was like we say 1,000, but like I think it was way more than 1,000 when
Yeah,
it was
it
like
was ridiculous.
Richard Durgan.
It's
I
like
think it was doing
500,000.
it was like 5,000 or like 10,000 shadow clones all over together at the same time, which is
Yeah.
like 4,000 days of training.
because if my memory serves right,
40,000 days of training.
Jirachi was still alive then? I
Oh,
don't know.
we got bonus stuff for being the last one.
I don't know if it was Jirachi or like Kakashi was talking to him about it. We completed all episodes. The end.
Congratulations, the end.
Press X to proceed.
What's with the castle in the background?
I don't know.
That castle was like in Naruto.
But, you know, they're talking about it, and he's just like, oh yeah, you can put it in there. It's gonna take a while to figure this out. Yo. God, we got so many wrong.
We do have a ton of
What should we use it for?
Nothing, because we're ending the episode. It lets you buy trinkets, but who
I know.
cares? But who cares about that? We'll see you guys in the next whatever the fuck we're playing next. Peace till then.